Hello my friends, my name is Henry, and I'm here to talk to you about Wizard Bullets. It's a tabletop role-playing game that I've been designing the past 3 years. The game is an open beta. If you're interested in reading the PDF for yourself, there's a link to it in the Discord that's in the description below. Now what we're going to be doing is walking through the rules. Last time we went through modifiers and attributes, and today we're going to be going through exploration and roleplay. So, first thing to note about exploration is that while the player characters are not in combat, they're considered exploring. Now, while the player characters are exploring, the game master is kind of describing the environment, what NPCs are all around, and things that the PCs could possibly interact with. Anytime a player wants to interact with something or try to attempt something, they say what their character does, or they can speak as their character to do so, and then the game master will tell the player if there is a task that is required and what skill the player will use in order to accomplish their goal. Once the result of the task has been resolved, the game master will say what happens next. Social encounters. So social encounter is anytime that there's a conflict between the player characters and the non-player characters, and this conflict is resolved by performing social actions. So for instance, if the player characters want to take on a contract, but they don't quite like how much they're getting paid, the player characters attempting to haggle with the NPC would constitute a social encounter. Now the goal of the social encounter for the players is to perform enough successful social actions against the non-player characters. But the player characters can only perform 3 social actions during a social encounter. Now, the number of successful social actions that are required is dependent on the social standing of the non-player characters. In the social standing section, it kind of dives into that. NPCs can be either friendly, neutral, or hostile. If an NPC is friendly, the player characters only need to succeed once. If the NPC is neutral, they need to succeed 2 times. And if the NPC is hostile, they need to succeed all 3 social actions. When a player character is performing a social action against an NPC, they are doing so as a contest. And what test the NPC uses is based on the social action performed, but typically it's going to be a willpower concentration task. Now, when the NPC performs this contested task, they use a bonus that's based on one of the 2 tables in this section, which is purely dependent on your choice of difficulty. There's also an optional rule to where the NPC doesn't make a contested task, and instead you use your difficulty of choice. Now, when a player character performs a social action, the other player characters can perform other actions to kind of help out during the social encounter. For instance, if a player character wants to try to intimidate an NPC, another player character could perform a successful athletics action or some other type of skill against the NPC, thus granting the player character advantage because it counts as helping. Any sort of skill used in this way is also a contest. Now there are 3 social actions: charm, frighten, and taunt. Taunt isn't really relevant for social encounters, but charm and frighten are. So when a player character uses the charm social action, they perform a personality bluff or reason contest against the perception intuition task or willpower concentration task of the target. When the player character wants to perform the frighten social action, they perform a personality intimidate contest against a willpower concentration task of the target. That's all we're going to cover for today. Next time, we'll be going over combat encounters. If you want to catch that video and many others, subscribe, like, share. Thanks for watching. See ya.